Okay, hello and welcome to this week's webinar on Heroku. And this week I want to give you my top 5 reasons for using Heroku. There's many reasons, and there's lots of things that we get into that are both technical and uh, quality of life. But today I just want to give you the top 5, really looking at you as an account executive, someone at Salesforce. Why would you want to recommend Heroku? Why would you want to even start that discussion? So here's my top 5 in no particular order, but let's look at the first one. And it's this, arguably the most important. It's increasing sales opportunity. It gives you an extra thing that you're able to sell. Clients all need web applications of some kind or another, and you're looking for the ones that need custom applications, things that are going to do something special, things that are going to draw information out of their core CRM, out of Sales Cloud or Service Cloud or whatever cloud they're using. Use Heroku Connect. So we're going to increase your ability to sell, give you more to sell. And it makes you more proactive with your clients as well, because your clients are looking to you for solutions. When you are the Salesforce AE, you become the technical expert for those clients. And so they're going to be going, okay, what do I do? How do I solve this problem? Well, Heroku will solve a certain part of that problem. The second reason is this: improving customer satisfaction. So if you can solve those problems for your clients, you're going to make them happier. You're going to make them more certain to stick with you as the account executive, more certain to stick with Salesforce. Makes the whole thing more sticky. And because you've solved a problem for them, they're going to be more loyal to you. They're going to love you. Next one is this: enhancing sales performance. We know when we include Heroku into a deal, that the chance of it closing increases because it solves a really good problem that nothing else in the market is able to do in quite the same way. And I'm talking specifically here about that close integration with Salesforce. Sure, you could put them onto AWS and they could take advantage of the APIs, but there's no other tool that links quite as closely with Salesforce as Heroku. And Heroku Connect is the best way of doing that. There is also connections available through Data Cloud and a new connection type called AppLink as well, which you're going to be able to take advantage of in the near future. So there's a lot to offer there, um, things that people aren't going to get any other way. I've mentioned this before and I'll bring it up again, and that is that when you use Heroku, you're keeping your clients within that trust boundary that you've already established with them. So we already know that your clients use Salesforce and they trust Salesforce with their data. So we're asking them to extend that trust into their web application as well and include Heroku in that trust boundary. And it makes it a lot easier than having to assess and understand a different product, Azure or AWS or something else that is a little bit less well known and perhaps not as easy to set up. And so there's questions about, hey, does this work quite as well? So we're going to look at those things. Um, it gives you the ability to give a more comprehensive solution, an end-to-end solution to your clients, instead of selling this part of it. And then when they say, but what about my web application? You go, I don't know, you're going to have to talk to someone else about that. Not a desirable outcome, of course. So you want to try to keep them all within that same area and with the same tooling. So that's that. Next one is this: you're going to be able to achieve career growth through these additional opportunities as your clients love you more, as you're able to increase your deal size by adding the ACV associated with Heroku and the SKUs associated with that. You can advance your career. That is, you can add things that are going to make you look better because you are going to be doing better. Clients are going to love you, they'll recommend you, and so on. Having the additional knowledge as well that it takes to sell Heroku. And I'm not saying this is an enormous amount of additional knowledge, but it's more than a lot of other people have, you see. So that additional piece of knowledge will put you in a better position to take advantage of opportunities that exist within the company, within the business, and give you a distinct advantage. And the last point is this: it's going to improve your personal effectiveness. Um, you're going to feel more satisfied, happier, knowing that you've done better for your clients. Obviously, increased ACV is going to help in all sorts of areas. Um, but you will be happier because you'll know that you're doing everything you can for your clients. You're doing everything you can to ensure that they are completely looked after, that they are your clients forever. So that personal satisfaction. So they're my top reasons for selling Heroku. So let's just quickly review those real fast. I know this is only a short briefing, and I just wanted to give you these things real fast. So the first one, increased sales opportunities, more avenues, more things to sell. Improved customer satisfaction, making your clients happier with you, making them feel like you are completely looking after them by offering them a complete panorama of solutions. Enhanced sales performance, stands to reason. You're selling more with each client, so the ACV goes up, and you've got a better chance of closing things that are complete solutions as well. They don't go outside of the ecosystem to do that. Um, Achieving further career growth because you are doing better, because you've got better results, because you're making your numbers. So, the opportunities for you will open up more. And as you know more and more about Heroku being another product within Salesforce to sell, obviously that becomes, hey, this is a person who knows a lot about the ecosystem. They know about all these various products that can be sold. Give this person a better opportunity. And certainly I'll just add that as we move into the future, that will become even more important. And the last one is, of course, knowing yourself, that personal satisfaction. I know that I did the right thing for my clients, able to take home more at the end of the day, and just that feeling of, okay, I've done the very most that I can do. And just to close this out, as I said, as we move into the future, Agentforce becomes more and more central to not just Salesforce, but to the future of enterprise business. AI is going to be the focal point moving forward, and that's not going to go backwards. That's not going to change. It's a significant change to technology that needs to be taken advantage of. Heroku stands to take advantage of that above and beyond almost anything else. Heroku takes an important center stage on that AI journey moving forward. Agentforce is not something which was designed to operate only within the walls of your core CRM. The AI results and the actions that it takes needs to extend outside of that walled boundary, and the inputs, the perception of the AI, if you like, need to come from various sources. And again, Heroku is central to that because that is the interface with your customer's customer, be that members or internal employees or the businesses that they work with or whatever, but they're interfacing with the web application. So you pull information in that way, it's ingested through Heroku into Salesforce, where the agent is able to manipulate and change that data and do what it needs to with it and spit out the output, whether that output is internal to core CRM or within Salesforce. So these are my top reasons. There are many more, and you can probably come up with others as you're listening to this. If you are interested, contact me. I'm more than happy to talk through these things and everything else that I've discussed in this series of webinars. There is a lot to talk about, and I want to empower you to be able to sell as much Heroku as possible. And I stand by to do whatever technical or discovery you need. Just give me a call. Thank you. Speak to you soon.